Hi everyone, Darren here, and today I'm doing a beginner's video on an overview of the Graco spray guns. Now this video will form part of the Airless paint spraying for beginners video series, and it's for anyone that might be new to paint spraying and wants to learn a little bit more about what spray gun types there are, or perhaps you might have seen a spray gun in another video and you were not quite sure which type of gun it was. So I'm going to go over some of the common spray gun types, and this video is looking at Graco spray guns. Now if you're wanting Wagner spray guns instead, I've done a separate video on an overview beginner video for Wagner spray guns. So let's take a look at the Graco spray guns, which types there are, and a little bit more about them. So I'm going to start off with air spray. Now an air spray gun, the most notable feature when looking at this gun is you'll have a container attached to the bottom, and this container is housing the material, and this means that the hose that you'll see attached to the handle of the spray gun is actually for air, hence why it's called air spray. So the air will travel up through the hose into the handle and out through the gun, and the material's being fed to the nozzle via the container and a short little suction tube. So you'll normally have a lot of versatility with how you want to adjust the spray pattern. In this case, this is the Graco Edge 2 Plus gun, and it's a HVLP gun. And there'll be quite a few settings on the gun that will allow you to adjust the spray fan. We've got adjustments for the material, adjustments for the air, and then on the front for the width of the spray fan, and then also the direction. So in this case, if I just loosen a little bit, we'll be able to adjust the spray fan if we want a horizontal, vertical, or rounded spray fan. And then you'll be able to adjust just how wide or how narrow you want a spray fan to be. So this is for air spray. Now on the other side, instead of for when you're just using air going through a hose, we have an airless paint spray gun. Now in an airless version, again, you'll only see one hose entering the handle, but this time the hose is carrying material. So there is no air that is going into the gun from any hose. There'll only be one hose, and it's for material only, meaning that there's no other hose attached to the gun bringing in air, that hence airless spray gun, as in there's no air assisting the spray pattern that's making it finer. Now from Graco we have variations. This is an FTX gun, and we also have contractor versions. This is the contractor, airless contractor gun, and then Graco brought out an upgrade to this gun. So we now have the contractor PC gun, so this is the newer gun, and very similar design, but they've just made a more colorful handle at the top here. And the handle itself, you can see it's an ergonomic design, and with the new gun there's also an adjustable trigger, so you're able to bring it down. If I just adjust it, you'll be able to bring down the trigger, so you can actually adjust it from a 4-finger to a 3 or 2 finger trigger. So that's one of the upgrades they've done. Another upgrade feature of the new contractor PC gun is that they've got a replaceable cartridge. So before there were a few parts when replacing the needle inside the gun, and this time it's one single cartridge that you just replace. So it's much easier to change out the needle in the new contractor PC gun. So let's look at a few other contractor versions in the airless variety. If you're spraying plaster, there's the Blue HD Tech Spray gun from Graco. To identify it, the entire handle's blue, and it will feel very solid in the hand, and it's a heavy duty gun for spraying putty or plaster. You'll also notice that it's got a brown spray tip, which also tells you that it's a plaster spraying gun. If you're spraying with, for example, a Graco jet roller, you may want a spray gun that's the inline version, meaning that instead of the nozzle aiming maybe at from, if you have the handle and the nozzle's at 90 degrees or perpendicular. With an inline gun, as the name suggests, there is a line from the handle to the spray gun, and this is ideal if you're working with perhaps a longer extension, maybe something like more than a meter, or the Graco jet roller, so that's where you have a roller attachment with the spray gun. And in this case, it's just a lot easier when working with a longer pole. If we want to combine airless and air, we get what's called air-assisted spraying. And this is airless with air. And from Graco, we have the G40. Now, you'll immediately know that you've got an air-assisted spray gun when you'll see two hoses going towards the gun. And the two hoses will be one for air and one for material. And in this case, this is one that uses a reversible spray tip, so there will only be an adjustment for the air. But in another variety using the flat tip, you'll be able to have an adjustment for the air and for the material. So when you see two hoses, you think to yourself, well, two hoses, one for air, one for material. And there you have it for an overview of the Graco spray guns and the different types that you'll see available. That's air spray, airless, or air assisted. Thank you so much for watching. If you perhaps are wanting to learn about the Wagner spray guns instead, I also have a video on a Wagner overview of spray guns, also for beginners. And if you have any questions regarding these guns, please leave them in the comment section below. Each of these guns have also got separate videos where I go into a lot more detail about how you can use them, the applications, and that's maybe for someone that's more intermediate. If you're already using airless or air-assisted paint spraying, then check out one of those videos if you want to learn more. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great spray.